We had the opportunity to work with Howard Brown Health, one of the nation's largest LGBTQ healthcare providers, as they wrapped up a capital campaign for a new facility and had a leadership transition.
Prior to CCS, we were at 0 million. And following our work with CCS, which spanned about a little over a year of time, we had crossed over a 1 million raised, and we had a $500,000 matching grant. When we began working with Doug and Mary and CCS, we were at a point where the team didn't necessarily have the confidence in securing major gifts, and we didn't have the experience in securing major gifts. And yet we were launching a pretty massive campaign for the institution in a moment of high visibility. Howard Brown was founded in 1974 as a response to a critical need for our community. So LGBTQ plus people at the time were seeing their general practitioners, but they didn't feel comfortable and didn't feel safe telling their providers that they were having homosexual relations because they were afraid of what would happen to their lives, their careers, their families. So Howard Brown was born and an effort to give people safe sexual health information about their bodies and screenings, and has become a federally qualified health center in 2015 and serves now over 38,000 people across the city of Chicago and the Midwest.
Howard Brown is leading the way in Chicago and across the country as being a leading health center, especially for the LGBTQ community. Howard Brown serves a different market than perhaps one of our academic medical institutions or one of the larger teaching hospitals here in Chicago. Having Howard Brown as a client partner reflects both our commitment to healthcare, but also serving the vulnerable populations of the LGBTQ community.
How did we start working with CCS was really, I think, a moment of kismet in that Peter Hoskow, who is with CCS, made a donation to our Broadway Youth Center. We reached out to thank Peter, because we're good fundraisers, and ended up having a conversation with him about what he did and how CCS worked in community and supported organizations like ours. From Peter, we met Doug London, who knows the community, is of the community, and really understood the background that our community had and understood the way our community has come together to really build itself up over time.
The team at Howard Brown was new to fundraising when we met them. Many of them hadn't had opportunities to solicit gifts. Many of them were behind the scenes practitioners who then took on front-facing roles as they had the opportunity to grow their careers. The partnership with CCS really was in the weeds, accomplishing every detail to ensure that the team had the tools and resources to be set up for success long after our partnership. When we first met Howard Brown, there was a lack of confidence in their ability to be successful around major gifts.
When I first began working with CCS, my approach to raising major gifts was qualified as what approach? There was no approach to raising major gifts. We were really in it to win it, I think, and that was the strategy. How do we do it? Can we do it? Let's go. When we started working with CCS, we were really looking to address who was in our systems. We didn't know. We didn't know who existed in our database from before, who we hadn't re-engaged in a way that would make sense. We didn't have any kind of wealth screening tools that we had used successfully.
We worked with Howard Brown to enhance their major gift culture, and we did that through a variety of ways. We worked with their leadership structure and their leadership board to go line by line and determine strategy for each of their donors. We worked with their staff to train on moves management and how a donor becomes a donor, how they are cultivated and then solicited and stewarded. We trained their board on how the board interacts with fundraising and how all board members need to be or have access to major donors to ensure that the organization can be successful into the future.
And so really understanding from CCS that building a relationship with our donors is really like having friends, engaging friends over time. It's way easier to ask somebody for $50 when they know you than it is to ask for $50 when they haven't heard from you in 5 years. And so if we take that mindset and really use it as a core of our programming, then how do we ensure that the people who we are seeking to raise funds from feel like our friends, feel like we care about them, and feel regularly informed with mostly the good, but also the bad about what's happening at the institution at any time and where we're growing, what we're doing. We as an institution are doing a better job right now than we've ever done before in coming together to have a singular voice of the impact and value of this institution on Chicago and LGBTQ plus people nationally.
The team is now ready to be successful in soliciting some of those 5, 6, and even 7-figure gifts. We've seen that play out for them, and we've celebrated with them as they've had those wins.
Doug has a way of making you feel like you matter. And after navigating some of our bigger asks, Doug was always there to give a pat on the back, to cheer me on, to cheer the team on, and to help direct the team on what was next. Now we sit in a 70,000 square foot building on North Halsted. We get to be a foundation and a cornerstone of this street for years to come, making sure that this stays a gayborhood in America because we've had the support of organizations and consultants like CCS to give us that understanding of how to fundraise in the best possible way.
One of the greatest joys of our work is going to see the fruits of our labor, going to Howard Brown to see the Broadway Youth Center, and as Katie gave us a tour, really seeing the great impact of our collaboration around major gift work. And Katie's been a great friend to CCS just as we have been to her.
So Howard Brown is in its 50th year. And as we look forward, we think 50 years plus to come, what is our community going to look like? What are going to be the health needs of the folks that we serve? And how do we ensure that our doors are always open for those who need us most? If not us, then who, is a question that one of our practice managers asks. And ultimately, I believe that if not us, then who means that no matter who you are or what kind of background you have, because we serve those at the margins, we serve everyone better.